the ChristChurch shootings. What's really going on? What's going to happen next? This is a very dangerous time coming up next on Deceptions of the Ages News. Hello everybody, and welcome to Deceptions of the Ages News. It's a very sad day, and normally I wouldn't be making a video like this, but I feel that I have to because of the nature of Deceptions of the Ages News, and because I want to, give my apologies and my regrets and sympathy to all of the families of the victims of the shooting in ChristChurch. Now, that being said, I just want to remind people the reason I started this channel is because of the fake media and because they don't tell the truth about these stories. Now, there's a few things about this event that you need to know about that they're not going to see in the papers. And I just, as I see things happening now, I see the first thing that happens is that these politicians are coming out and automatically condemning this brutal massacre of these people, and they're all trying to jump on the bandwagon, when the fact of the matter is it's the same politicians who created this mess. So before I say any more, I want you to understand a couple things about myself, because I know that many people's instant reaction. I know a lot of people are going to say he's absolutely right, and thank God somebody's saying this, and thank God somebody is in politics and trying to get something done about this. And I ran for the U.S. Senate last summer in Washington State, and one of my agenda was that we would allow DACA amnesty, but stop immigration. And this is one of the byproducts of immigration. Now, before we go any farther and you start calling me names and say things, I want you to understand a couple of things about me. First of all, check the internet. Google me. I'm an author. I spent 13 years living in the Sultanate of Oman and Saudi Arabia. I've written 3 books about those countries because I could not believe how great it was living there, and at least in Oman and Saudi Arabia also, I was treated so nicely. I really wanted them to have a fair shake in the media about how they treated me and protected me during a total, basically, guerrilla war during the time that I was there, which thankfully the Saudi royal family won. So the second thing I want you to know before you start to call me a racist and whatever it is that you have been programmed to think and say is that I am a Christian, and the religion that I come from was declared an outlaw religion in Missouri in the 1800s, and there was an extermination order issued that was not rescinded until 1977 in the state of Missouri. So you want to talk about people that come here and they have such a hard time and everything like that. I think a lot of people know who I'm talking about when I talk about the religion in which I was raised and in which I believe, and how we are persecuted in the media every time something comes up about our church. So there's that, okay? So don't come out and say that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I've lived in the Middle East. As I say many times, I have more friends that speak Arabic than speak English now. And I come from a religion that was outlawed, and people had to actually leave all of their property behind, go out in the middle of the winter in order to keep from being exterminated in the state of Illinois. And this is something that Abraham Lincoln had full knowledge of, and they have covered this up. So when you want to talk about what a great man Abraham Lincoln is, well, what was his relationship with the people who were persecuting the religion or my religion? So before we go any farther, I want you to take a look at some statistics, and I want you to think about 2 things. The Christian religion, I mean, I know that they've used Christianity, powers that be throughout history have used Christianity for power and have fought wars in the sake of Christianity. I'm not from that. I'm not from that. Okay? Our Christianity, we go out and we teach people and we say, this is how it is, and this is what we know. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. We don't force it on people. And we certainly have never, ever, ever killed anybody. In fact, when it has come to violent confrontations, we have always waited until somebody attacked us before we reacted. But we do react. All right, so now I want you to look at this. ChristChurch. What do we know so far? As of this morning, it is March 15th, 2019. We know a 20-something-year-old wrote some manifesto, and he went in and started attacking people in a mosque, okay? So is this something that is new? No, because it usually, in the past years, it has happened in different states like Las Vegas, and we've had a massive amounts of burning of Christian churches. We had the synagogue attack recently. And so basically, wherever we see these things, And wherever, well, I'm just going to say it like this. Well, I'm not going to say it at all. You know the answer. You know I can't say what I want to say, or I'll lose they'll delete my video. But you know what I'm going to say. So, religion of peace or religion of hate? Why are they bringing people here that they know we have been at war with, that they know have one object only, and that is to make everybody the same as them? Why are these women's rights groups allowing people into this country that have no other objective than to take away every right these women have and make you all stay in your house and have babies? Why are they doing this? I'll tell you why. Because there is so much money we've given them because of the oil that these politicians now are going to they're going to have their hands out and they're going to say, oh, give me more money. But what they're really trying to do is they are trying to create terror and havoc in every democracy in the world. They have invaded us from the south, and now we've seen that there is this woman in Congress that condemns Jews, that is condemning Israel, and is basically going to applauds terrorism. And this is somebody in our Congress. So what happened? Why did we start letting these people in here? Now, I have a wife that's an immigrant. I'm for immigration in cases where, you're married to somebody. But when you bring people into this country that have no other intention but to enslave women and to destroy the religions that are there, and to take over our system by using the system against us, well, people are not going to like that. So I can guarantee you right now that you have your politicians with their hands out, and they're saying, oh, this is such a terrible thing, and it is such a terrible thing. But who brought them here? And who is encouraging all this violence? And why is this attack, whenever there is an attack of a Caucasian on somebody, it's a terror or hate crime. But when it's the opposite, it's not. Why is that? Why is it only white people that commit hate crimes? Now, I'm no whatever. My wife is from India. I don't buy into any of that stuff. But I don't like lies, and I don't like racism. And they have brought every country into our country and the democracies, and not to promote togetherness, but to promote racism and hatred. And so they tell every group, oh, you're having such a hard time. Well, you know what? When my ancestors got here, we were fighting the British. We had to fight the British, and my family fought in the Civil War, so we haven't had this great immigrant experience at all. This country has been a nightmare for us and for most people, and now the rich people want to encourage it and even increase the nightmare for us. So as you watch these politicians, they are going to use this. They are going to start going after people's guns, and they're going to import even more and more of the third world into these countries. It's not you and me, guys. It's the money, it's the bankers, and it's the politicians. That's it. It's a handful of people, and there are millions of us. I ran for the United States Senate last summer. I'm going to run for the governor of Washington this year or next year, and nobody even knew that I was running. They had such a media blackout. But I'm going to show you my agenda, and I want you to think, boy, if this guy had been in Congress now, we would have different things happening. Well, I'm going to run in 2020 for Washington State, and I don't want to see any more of this violence, but I want some common sense here. We have to face reality and not this politically motivated, just give me money. I mean, we saw what these rich people really are when we saw this admission scandal. If you got money, the crap they dump on us, it doesn't affect you because they have walled communities. Well, I'm running for governor of Washington in 2020, and I don't want to put up with this. And if you are like-minded like me, and when you're in Washington State, please vote for me or support me. And when I start raising money, send me some money. But Guys, this has to stop. There is no common sense. You are either going to have hatred and death, or you are going to have peace. And the people who are in our government, a government that is obliged to ensure the domestic security, is doing everything but. They are creating hatred, they are creating strife, and they are creating havoc. We need to stop them. So, this is my report for Deceptions of the Ages. Again, my heartfelt condolences to the people who are suffering from the atrocity at ChristChurch. And I hope that people will stop, calm down, and think about this. They are pushing you. Don't let them push you. We need to talk. We need to have common sense. And we need to have a dialogue. No more hatred. People like these Congress people, no more of them. So it's time for a change. And again, this is Deceptions of the Ages News, and we'll see you next time.